of your body, go ahead and have a seat on that. Then if those thighs or those knees are above your hip points, maybe use something else to sit up a little higher so that they can drop down either in line or lower. If this is uncomfortable for you, know that you can always extend those legs forward, bring the soles of the feet together into that butterfly position, and then allow those arms to rest wherever they're the most comfortable for you. As we begin this morning, let's begin with our eyes closed if possible. A big belly breath in through our nose. And then that big open mouth sigh to release that breath. Couple more, inhaling through our nose. Feel your belly expand like a giant balloon. And then as you exhale, let all of that air out by drawing the navel towards the spine and lifting to the crown of your head. One more big cleansing breath in. Chest lifts, the side of the lungs expand, the crown rises up. And if your shoulders creep up to the ears, that's fine. But as you exhale, release that breath, melt the shoulders away from your ears. Go ahead and take another full breath in through your nose. And release that breath one last time through the mouth. Taking your tongue, lick your lips, seal them to one another, and then begin breathing in and out of your nose. As you begin breathing in and out of the nose, feel free to place one palm over your heart and then the opposite hand on your belly. As you draw the breath in from the low abdomen, feel how your belly expands, and then through that diaphragm and up to your heart. Release the air or that breath from the heart to the middle and then through that low belly. Continue that breath work, just noticing the lift and noticing the release. Try to find some kind of rhythmic breath. Maybe you count at each segment to 2 or 3, and then you release either equal amount of air or perhaps even a little greater today. So make sure it's equal or greater versus shorter as you exhale. At any point that you're ready to release those palms down to your sides, know that you can, or you can continue to keep those hands at your heart and at your abdomen. Soften the features of your face. So if you feel your tongue forcefully on the roof, just back off slightly. Or if you feel your tongue pressing against your teeth, just let it rest gently. If you've clenched the jaw or you've squeezed your eyes or even furrowed those eyebrows, smooth it out. Let everything be soft. Let yourself arrive in this space with comfort, with ease, gratitude, and love in your heart. Begin to set an intention for your practice this morning. That intention can be absolutely anything that you see fit. The first words that came to your mind, the first phrase that fits your needs. Can also be guiding your energy towards something, someone, a greater purpose, your higher purpose. If you prefer to practice with a mantra is a sound similar to the word Om or the sound Om. So if Om is the sound that resonates with you this morning, use that. But if there's a different sound that you hear buzzing around you, perhaps you tune into that and you figure out what it particularly may sound like in your mind and through your body. It could be Ram, Dam, Ma, could be Om. But whatever it is for you, go ahead and draw this next inhale fully as long as possible. And then you'll exhale to sigh that breath out, releasing, finding grace in all your movement and all you do today. Lowering those hands down to your sides, draw a breath in through your nose. Let that breath go. Bringing your hands into prayer, eyes opened or closed. Bow towards those thumbs or bow towards your chest. Give yourself this opportunity to feel at ease. And as you inhale, neutralize the gaze, blink those eyes open, and then circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. Let your palms kiss over your head, and then exhale, the hands thread down into prayer and at your heart space. Inhale, we'll pull our shoulders up. Exhale, we'll roll those shoulders down. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms back up towards the sky, either gazing up or not. Exhale the hands into prayer and at heart space. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Let those palms kiss. Exhale the hands into prayer. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, circle sweep those arms. Palms will kiss. Exhale the hands into prayer and at our heart space. Gently releasing those palms to your sides. Lower the right fingertips to the right side. Inhale, lift that left arm up and over towards that right edge of the room. Draw a breath in here. Pull the shoulders away from the ear. Either spin that gaze up or continue to gaze towards the right side of the room. On that next breath in, extend both arms up towards the sky. Take your time as you exhale to pull the heads of your elbows down and feel yourself bring the ribs together. Inhale, lift it all the way back up. Slowly releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Left hand to that left side. Right hand sweeps to that left edge. Peel the collarbone open. Feel your ribs stay intact. Breathe in completely. Let that breath go fully. Inhale, come back to center. Take your time as you use the full expression of your breath. And exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down. Feel pride, feel proudful. Inhale, lift those arms up. When you're ready, exhale, lower one hand down in front of you, and then allow that opposite hand to slide forward until you're able to bow your chest down. If you're still sitting on your prop, gently remove it or let it stay where it's at. If you remove it, anchor your sits bones into the earth, wiggle the body right side to left side, press the palms into the earth, and then inhale, look forward just a couple of inches, and then exhale, bow it down the few inches that you lifted. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. On your next breath in, press the palms into the mat, lift your heart up, slide your hands towards your shin bones, smile grandly, and then exhale, take that chin towards your chest, dome your bike for a seated cow cat position. Inhale, lift your heart forward. Your hands can stay on the shin bones or you can slide them towards your hips, but bring your chest forward. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, curl it back. Last time we go back. And last time we come forward. Maybe tilt the chin up. And then exhale, neutralize. As you neutralize, go ahead and release those legs. Maybe a couple of circles with your ankles and then switch the direction you have your legs crossed. Come back to that comfortable seated position. Remove the flesh or the love from underneath the bottom. And if you need to anchor the sits bones once more, grab your block and have a seat. Otherwise, when you're ready, inhale, sweep those arms up. Palms kiss. Exhale, hands into prayer and at our heart space. Inhale, we'll sweep those arms back up. This time you'll exhale. Bring both the right and the left fingertips to your shoulders. As you bring them to the shoulders, breathe in, pull those shoulders up. Breathe out, roll those shoulders back and down. Inhale, take that right elbow forward. Exhale, bring that left elbow forward. Keep rotating it, either using your breath or just allowing that movement to occur seamlessly within your body. You might notice that the vertebrae is having a little bit of little pops, little crackles. And if you are, as long as it's comfortable, continue this movement. On your breath, your time, we're going to switch it out. So take that right elbow back, left elbow back. Continue those shoulder movements, noticing what's going on with the ribs, the lungs, the vertebrae, and then pause whenever you're ready. As we draw that next breath in, those arms reach up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll twist open towards our right side. You can place that right hand behind you and the left hand on the thigh, or you can always bring that right hand to your shoulder, just like we had it before, or the right hand to your hip if that's your preference. Grow nice and tall through the spine. Relax the left shoulder away from your ear. Breathe in, looking to that right side. And as you breathe out, you're welcome to look over your right shoulder a little more, bringing out through the midsection. One more inhale here. Let that breath go. Inhale, we come back to center and our arms swim up towards the sky. We'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, anchoring and lifting at the same time. So anchor through the sits bones, grow through the heart. Inhale, those arms reach up. And then exhale, twist open towards that left side now. Find all those little comforting positions for your body, whether it's the shoulder pulling down or anchoring through the sits bones or relaxing the thighs, increasing the length of your breath, closing your eyes if you'd like. And then as you exhale, you can always take that gaze a little further over that left shoulder. Stay here. One more inhale and that exhale. On your next breath in, come back to center. The arms reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, use that opposite hand. So usually I dominate with this with my left hand. So this time, if you did the left hand first, take your right hand, bring it forward, drop that opposite arm down, shimmy the hips back, rest your chest as close as you can towards the earth or on those thighs. As you draw your next breath in, press your palms into the earth, lift up, looking just a few inches forward, maybe straightening your arms. All on your breath in time, you'll exhale, bend your elbows, lowering the arms and your body closer towards the earth. Another full inhale here. Fill your back dome up, even let your belly expand and lift. And then exhale, decompress, letting it go here. As you draw your next breath in, press your palms into the mat, slide your hands towards your shin bones, and then exhale, dome your spine to cat it back. This time a supti grind towards that top right corner. So inhale, bring your heart and your chest towards the right, sweep it low around towards that left side. Take your time. Notice if you go slow, what happens. Do you feel more length through the midsection? Do you feel like your shoulders give a little bit more space for you to increase length? Versus if we go really fast. Couple more circles in this direction. And if you're like some of the students that I've had in the past that they tell me they dislike supti grinds, you can always find an alternative method, maybe those seated cat-cows. Switch it out if you're going to the right. Now come to that left side. But if you're like me and you really thoroughly enjoy these supti grinds, I don't know what it does to my midsection, to my back, but it brings relief. It makes me feel good. I hope that's your case. But again, if it's not, find a different method, a different movement, or maybe you ponder the thought of wondering what happens if you just enjoy where you're at. Finalize one more circle in this direction. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. As we return to center, we'll bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space, closing our eyes, bowing to ourselves, giving yourself grace, peace, comfort for the being that you are. Acknowledge your mantra or acknowledge your intention. And then when you're ready, releasing and working your way onto all fours. As you bring yourself onto hands and knees, you can wiggle those hips right side to left side. And as those hips move from side to side, find any additional movement that your body might be craving at this moment. It could be circles with your wrist. It could be cat-cows. It could be smiley faces with your hips from side to side. Or it could even be leaning forward and coming into somewhat of a modified cobra position, or a traveling cobra position. I really just want you to let your body warm up and find comfort. There is always a teacher within us, so honor that teacher, that voice, with what feels right for you. Although sometimes when I partake in my own practice with other instructors, I do love to be guided and just let my mind go free without having to think about what I want to do. All right, go ahead and find stillness now. If you did a few rounds of cat-cows, no big deal. You're going to take a few rounds with us now all together. So on your breath in, tuck those toes, drop the belly down, soft bend of your elbows, retracting your shoulders. Lift your chest up high, feel your abdomen and your sternum lengthen. On your exhale, press the tops of the feet into the earth, dome your spine to cat it up. Inhale that cow pose, take it how you see fit, lifting up proud. Exhale, dome that spine, really feel like a bike chain that's moving and pressing the vertebrae up. Inhale, cow pose. Elbows do squeeze the body or at least point to the back. And then exhale, cat it back up. Last time. On our next breath in, we'll neutralize the spine. Take your big toes, bring them together. Work your knees out to the edges of the mat as wide as you'd like. And then start to send the weight of your body back to sink your hips towards your heels. Rest your chest as low to the earth as your body allows and extend those arms if it feels comfortable. Lowering and releasing your forehead or that space between your eyebrows down on the mat. Begin to massage the space between those eyebrows as you rock your head right side to left side, and then any stillness that you deem perfect for you. If movement is what your body is craving, keep moving. Let yourself maybe even shrug the shoulders and then relax the shoulders. One last breath of play here until we all regroup. Let that breath go when you're ready. Bending your elbows, you might want to walk your elbows a little closer towards your ears or a little closer towards your head. You'll bend those elbows, allowing your arms or your hands to lift up. The palms will kiss into prayer, and you'll exhale, bring those thumbs towards your back or right around your neck area. Take a breath in. Your forehead might lift up, and that's perfectly fine. And then exhale, release. Press through this left elbow, maybe looking over with your eyes towards that right side. Breathe in fully and lock the shoulder away from the ear. And let that breath go. Neutralize the weight, and then pressing or shifting the weight towards this right tricep, right elbow. Press into the earth. Pull the shoulder away, maybe with your eyes. Turn and look towards that left side. Take a big breath in. Feel that scapula releasing. And then let that breath go, or those little erectors. Inhale, extend your arms nice and long. Press the palms into the earth. As you press the palms into the earth, exhale, walk your hands towards that top right corner, leaving that left hand to that top right corner. Slide your right hand either to your right heel or the small of your back, or even wrap your fingertips around towards this left hip if you prefer. Release and lower your left ear down to the ground. Draw a breath in here. Let it go. 2 more if you can. Wherever this right arm may be, extend that right arm towards that top right corner. Press and lift up. Inhale to center. Exhale, start to travel to that left side. Repeat the same thing you did on that right side here on this left side. Taking the temple to the earth, bringing that right hand wherever it feels, left hand wherever it feels comfortable. Keep extending through the side body, breathing in fully and letting that breath go completely. See if you can take 2 more here. As you take that next breath in, lift the ear, extend that left arm to that top left corner. The heart lifts up. We'll inhale back to center, and we'll exhale, slide back into a child's pose. Breathe in completely. Feel your lungs expanding in all dimensions as you inhale. And as you exhale, decompress, let it all go. As you take your next breath in, begin to lift your chest up. Slide your hands so that now they're directly in line with your shoulders, and then those hips and knees are in line with one another. Wiggle the body right side to left side, and then find stillness once more. As you find stillness, the tops of your feet rest on the mat. They're like skis. Send the weight of the body back, and we're taking 3 roller coaster cat-cow. So on an inhale, bend those elbows, pull the shoulders away from the ears, slither your body forward, retraction of the shoulders as you lift up. Exhale, dome your spine, send the hips back like a reverse roller coaster. Inhale, slither forward, lift it up. Exhale, dome it back, sliding back. Once more, inhale. And then exhale. Keep that line of vision in a neutral position if possible as you inhale. Go ahead and release. Bring your thighs close to one another, tucking your right toes under. You'll inhale, extend that left leg behind you. As you extend that left leg behind you, slide back 2 to 3 inches, then drop or anchor the toes onto the earth. Tilt your left hip forward, press the palms into the earth. Your shoulders are not in line with those elbows or with your wrist at the moment, but keep hugging and feeling yourself wrap this left femur forward. And now press your left heel back. Come to the ball of the foot or the tips of the toes and continue that movement so that we can release the calf, gain length through the hamstring. When you're ready, go ahead and press towards the back. Send the weight of the body back, looking forward. On our next breath in, shift the weight of the body forward, lift and float your left leg off of the earth. And then exhale, take this right knee, tap that left elbow, Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee to that left elbow. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, bring it to the elbow, and then inhale, extend it long. Exhale, cross the left foot over towards your right side. Press your left hip to that left side, looking over your right shoulder. A full belly breath in, and that big release out, opening up through the hip. 1 more. Let it go. As you take your next inhale, look towards the top of the mat, sliding your left foot directly behind you. Hook your right toes to the right edge and then inhale, side plank. See if you can point your toes towards the left edge versus to the bottom end of your mat so that you can press to the blade of your left foot. If your arm, your shoulder is tired, bring your hand to your hip instead. An alternate modification is if you need a little bit more is inhale, lift and float your left leg off the ground. Point the toe, flex the toe, point the toe and flex the toe just a few times. And then when you're ready, pointing the toes, curl the heel in towards your glute, reach back, grab that ankle, or you can always pull the knee in towards your body, hand on the kneecap, slide it down until you're able to connect and then bind. You can also avoid the bind if it's not right for you today. If your knee has dropped down, it's going to cause an ache in your back. So keep that knee and that hip in line with your body. One more inhale here and exhale here. On your next breath in, release. We'll extend the arm and the leg. Drop the blade of your foot down. Spin your hand down to the earth. Rotate the hips. The right toes are now in line. Sliding your left foot all the way over towards that left edge. Hook your right foot gently over towards that right side. Shift the weight of your body so your hands might need to crawl about 2 to 3 inches to the left. Now I want you to rock the frame from the top of your mat to the back of your mat. When it feels right for you, you can release your elbows down to the earth and slide the hips back, or you might want to leave those elbows down and bow your chest down. We're opening up through the inner thighs, so whatever feels right for you. You're welcome to take your left hand and extend it towards that left foot if that feels right. If there's any pain or discomfort, don't send the hips back and instead walk your foot a little closer. Keep those palms down on the mat. There's a place in yoga for everyone's journey. So honor yourself, accept the journey you're on. The path you're on is the correct one. Do your best not to force any portion of whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, somewhere it's not ready for. Big breath in and that big breath out. Only when you're ready, those palms come back down towards the earth. We lift the hips up. We'll lift the chest up. Slowly begin to slide your left foot behind you, lifting it up in a couple of circles to bring circulation to that inner hip. Lowering the knee back down. Wiggle those hips right side to left side, and then we'll switch it out. So go ahead and tuck your left toes under. Inhale, that right leg extends behind us. Once it extends behind us, send the weight of the body back a couple of inches, anchor the ball of the foot to the back of the mat, and then tuck your chin towards your chest, squeeze your right glute, and hug that right hip forward. Arms are not in line with the shoulders, or the hands and the wrists are not in line with your shoulders, so that's perfectly fine. Begin to rock back and forth. As you rock back and forth, you're activating the calf as well as releasing it as the heel pushes back. Breathe in and out of the nose, return to the mantra, return to the intention, and then go ahead and pause with the weight of the body, pushing or pulling your heel back. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. On your next breath in, start to look towards the top of the mat. Lift and float your leg off the earth. Point the toes down, and as we exhale, we're going to take this knee 3 times to that right elbow. So breathe in to prepare. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lengthen. Last time, exhale, tap. And inhale, we'll lengthen. Cross this right foot to the left side. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Big inhales through your nose. Big exhales, if possible, out of your nose. Last one that you're here. Make it long. Make it last. Let it go when you're ready. Then inhale, the gaze goes to the top of the mat. You slide that right foot directly behind you for side plank. Hook the left foot. Inhale, right arm goes up. Press through the blade of your right foot. Adjust the stance. If you need to move your hands so that your shoulder's in line with that wrist for support, go for it. All on your breath and time. Either keep your hands where they're at, lift that leg up, point and flex the toes. When you're ready, curl the heel in or pull the knee into your chest so that you can bind. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. Feel the scapulas or those shoulder blades come together behind you. And as they do, you still feel the kneecap reaching away from the body in your crown. towards the top. So it's like an arrow-like position. Last inhale here. And that exhale here. When you're ready, inhale, release, extending the arm and the leg. Blade of the foot goes down. Hand returns to the earth, squaring the hips, returning that left foot neutrally, sending this right leg out towards the right side. Hook the left toes to the center. Hands stay on the mat. And now you can rock top to bottom, noticing what's going on with that inner thigh. Once it feels comfortable for you, your palms, from the palms down to those elbows, you can either stay right here or find wherever it feels right for you. Remember, you can shift a tiny bit towards that right side if you need to. Allow yourself to let go, to accept things as they are, with love and with grace. One last breath here, letting that breath go. As we take our next breath in, begin to place our palms, if they weren't already on the ground, down to the ground. Begin to walk your foot a little closer to you. Slide this right leg behind you as it comes behind you. Couple of circles with that knee in each direction, just getting mobility and creating the synovial fluid that is required to cushion those joints. Lowering the knee back down when you're ready. Wiggle the hips. Do what's necessary for you. Curl your toes under. Lift your kneecaps off the earth, and we're in a tilt up or an inverted V, also known as our downward facing dog. Once you arrive in the downward facing dog, begin to march or paddle your feet out. As you march and paddle your feet out, hopefully that elongation through the back of the legs and the activation through the front of your legs feels much more comforting. Grip into the pads of your fingers versus collapsing the weight of the body into the heel of the hand. So imagine you're protecting a little bug, a ladybug underneath your palm, and so you've created a little suction cup. Pause when you're ready for stillness. Hollow out your armpits. So that means your biceps, triceps rotate inward or towards your ears. Continue to press your heart towards your thighs. Lift heels up nice and high. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, bend your knees generously and look forward. Walk or step your feet in between your thumbs until you reach a forward fold. You're welcome to walk your hands towards your feet as well. That's another comfortable way to get into a forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Our knees are bent. We'll exhale, release and lower the weight of the body down, separating our feet as wide as we'd like, probably wider than hip width distance. Grab those elbows for Ragdoll. Let your thumbs hook on the crease if you'd like, or just grab your elbows. Look in between your legs versus trying to look at your arms or at the top of your mat. Rocking if you'd like, side to side, or stillness if that's your preference, or any other variation that you see fit for yourself. Some people like to rock corner to corner, so the elbow can go to that right corner and then the left elbow can go to that left corner. One more big breath in. And then we'll exhale, come back to center, lowering our fingertips down to the earth. Walk your feet back towards one another. Keep those knees softly bent, toes, all 10 of them pointing forward. And then we'll inhale, reverse and rise. Sweep your arms out to the sides. Take your time as you begin to lift your head up. Arms reach over the head, palms will kiss, and then we'll exhale, bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space. Draw a breath in, pull those shoulders up, knit the ribs. Exhale, lower the shoulders down, let that breath go. Inhale, bend your knees, circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down, expand your heart. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold or swan dive it down. Step back with that right foot. Drop your right knee down to the mat, top of your right foot on the earth, and then you'll slowly begin to lift and rise up for that low lunge or Anjaneyasa. Beautiful job, everyone. Bring your palms, both of them, towards this left quad. Feel yourself gently nudge this left hip so that it's in line with the right. Normally it wants to slide forward, but I want you to nudge it so that it's together. Feel your hands now come to your belly and let your shoulders relax and drop down. So imagine you're coughing or take an actual cough. And that's the muscle you want to engage. So it's pelvic floor, perineum muscle if you're a gentleman, and that core. On our inhale, our arms will reach up. And as we exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Send the weight of the body forward. Pull with your left heel towards the back end of the mat so that you can really feel the hip flexor on this right side opening up for you. Squeeze that right glute if you need to. Now inhale, lift those arms back up. Exhale, hands will come down. They'll frame this front left foot. Looking forward with or without blocks. You rise up, begin to slide your hips back, straightening through your left leg. And you might want to shimmy or slide your toes forward for a little more room. Breathe in, look forward, pull the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, you can bow down. As you bow down, some people like to point their toes. Some people like to flex them. Others like to let the blade fall over towards that left side. A combination of all three is perfectly acceptable as well. Allow yourself a little bit of movement before you settle into one position for 2 more inhales. So when you're ready, pause it out and start that first inhalation. Taking that second inhalation when you're ready. Feeling the length as you let it go. On your breath, your time, you'll rise back up. And as we rise back up, bending that left knee, circle the arms up towards the sky. We'll exhale, bring that left hand forward. Bring it down like you're at the hour, 6 o'clock. And then inhale, twist all the way open towards that left side. Beautiful, nice work. If this is difficult for you to twist, bring the hands to your hips instead. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, we'll come back to center. And then exhale, we'll release our hands to frame that left foot. Curl your right toes, lift your right knee. Take your time as you slide that left foot back into that downward facing dog. As you come into downward facing dog, let your head get heavy. Pull your shoulders back. Keep the bum or the hips lifted up. As we take our next breath in, we'll lift our heels. Keep your vertebrae domed, like you're almost like a cow, cat-like position. Come into that plank pose. Drop the knees here. Imagine squeezing your pelvic floor and the hips forward. Shine the weight of the body forward. Bend those elbows. Squeeze so great that they brush your ribs as you lower your heart all the way down. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. If your back is tender today, take your legs out wider. Otherwise, keep them tight. Inhale, rise up for a little baby cobra. Maybe allow yourself to shimmy the shoulders back and down, hug them in, and then float your hands off the mat. If your feet lifted up, try to press it back down. Send the big toenail down to the ground and then the little one. One more breath here. And then exhale, release and lower down. Hands slide in front of you. You can either stack them or not. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper those legs right side to left side. Coming back to center, we'll extend our legs nice and long. Bring our hands back down to our breastbone. Tuck the elbows in. And then inhale, lift up onto plank onto those knees. Big toes on the mat, knees go out wide. And we'll exhale into a child's pose. As we come to that child's pose, draw a breath in. And let that breath go. One more just like that. Letting it go. As we take our next inhale, we'll press the palms into the earth, lift our body up on all fours, curl those toes, lift your knees, hips up for downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels up high, bend your knees generously, looking forward, either walk, step your feet in between your thumbs or the opposite direction. Inhale, lift up halfway with the knees bent. Pull the belly up and in. Feel your back be straight versus banana back. And then exhale, release and lower down. Separate your feet again, wider than hip width distance. This time, pull out your peace fingers. So index finger, middle finger, lift your big toe on each side. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Take your thumb to the big toenail. Pull your elbows out to the left and to the right. Keep those knees bent. Sit your bum low. Look underneath your body. From this position, you can begin to straighten the legs one at a time or switching it out or at the same time, but keep using those elbows to extend or bow the chest down as much as your body permits. Full inhale, let the head get heavy, tilt the tailbone up, full breath out. One more breath in and that breath out. Bending those knees if the legs are straight. Sitting the hips low. Release the hands from the big toes. Walk your feet back towards one another. Soft bend of our knees. We'll inhale, reverse, and rise once more. Almost like we're waking up, yawning and lifting up nice and high. Exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down. Keep your ribs intact. Inhale, those arms reach up. And then exhale, forward fold, lowering your palms down to the mat. Step back with your step back with your left foot. My apologies. Drop that left knee down. Take your time as you come into low lunge. From your low lunge, go ahead and release the hands to the quad. Feel yourself hug that right hip back. Feel yourself bring the hands onto the belly, keeping your knee in line. So one thing I want you to notice is your big toe visible on the right side of your thigh or the inner portion of your right thigh. If it's the outside, allow yourself to make it where it's visible partially on that inner portion. Then from here, inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. You can lean forward as you send this left hip forward and you pull your right heel back, almost like you're trying to squeeze your mat together. That allows that hip flexor to release. It also activates our glute. Inhale, we'll lift it up. Exhale, hands come down. They'll frame that front foot. As they frame that front foot, just adjust the hip. And I made one little boo-boo, so we're going to inhale, rise back up. We'll exhale, bring the hands down to our quad. As they come to that quad, inhale, twist it open. There you go. One more inhale here. Hands can also come to the hip if needed. And that exhale here. Then now inhale, extend those arms up. Exhale, lower the hands to frame your right foot. Looking forward, slide the weight back, straighten your right leg. Shimmy the toes how you see fit. Walk your hands closer towards your body if you need to, or rise up. Pointing a toe, flexing a toe, or blade of the foot to one side. Make sure that you're breathing, regardless of what you're doing. That's the only thing that is asked of you. If you're through wiggling and moving, settle into a space, settle into a spot, and take 2 more inhales there. After you complete that exhalation, you'll inhale, rise up, looking forward, rebending that front knee, your hands frame it, curl your back toe, lift that left knee. Take your time as you slide your right foot to the back into that downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift your heels, keep your back domed, roll forward. Your shoulders are going to be a hair over your wrist as you press the heels back and squeeze your belly up. As you squeeze your belly up, it's not that you're forcing the navel to be concave, but you're just engaging. Lower to your knees if you haven't already. Bend those elbows, point the heads of the elbows back, lower your chest down. Inhale, rise up for another baby cobra or maybe full cobra this time. So for full cobra or cobra extension, your thighs still stay down on the ground. Your palms are on the mat. For upward facing dog, you've lifted the thighs off the mat. For baby cobra, majority of your belly is down and your hands can float. Wherever you're at, one more breath in. And wherever you're at, you're going to release and lower all the way down. Slide the hands forward. Take your favorite ear if you'd like down to the mat. Windshield wiper those legs right side to left side. As you come back to center, extend those legs nice and long. Hands to your breastbone. Forehead is back on the mat. Elbows curl in. Inhale, plank onto our knees. To exhale, child's pose, sinking the weight of the body back. Inhale when you're ready, lifting up, and then exhale, melt all the way back down. If you'd like to take that variation where you bent the elbows and you brought the palms back to the thumbs back to your neck, you can go there. But if you prefer to keep those arms extended, that's fine. Or even if you want more restorative, bring your hands in between your legs or to the outside edge of your legs and then release down. Normally this position, I'm forced to let my temple rest on the mat versus my forehead. I don't have the extension through my neck. So if that's the case with you, this might not be the most comfortable for you, but you can certainly try it and then see for yourself if it is right. Finalize one more breath here in child's pose, letting that breath go. On your breath and time, inhale, lift back up into tabletop. And as you come into tabletop, we'll wiggle our hips once more. Curl those toes under, lift the kneecaps off the earth, taking that downward facing dog. From that downward facing dog, we'll lift our heels, bend our knees. Take your time as you walk your feet towards the top of the mat or your hands to the back of the mat for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Exhale, we'll bow it all the way back down. And then this time, let your big toes kiss. Keep your heels about 3 fingers widths distance apart, or maybe even a little greater. And if your big toes don't kiss, no big deal. Press through the edges of your little toes, bend your knees, sink your hips low, and only when you're ready, inhale, lift up for chair. Beautiful. Palms together, especially if your shoulders are tight or tender. Now, I want you to imagine crinkling that belly. So as you crinkle your belly, almost like an accordion, it allows you to sink lower and shift the weight to the heels. There you go. Beautiful. Take a full breath in, big giant smile. You got this. Build that heat so that you stay nice and warm during this frigid time. One more breath in. And now exhale, forward fold. Release that chair pose. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release it down. Another chair, bend those knees, sink the bum low, lift it up high. Palms come together immediately. Hands into prayer. Bring both your right and your left hand to your right hip as you exhale the breath. And then if you want to take the twist, inhale those arms, extend like a long wire. Peek down at your left knee for me. As you peek down at that left knee, if it's not in line with your right, hug that left hip back, and then maybe your arms need to come a little shorter, okay? So if you have where your toes are together, but your knee has shifted forward, hug the hip back, sink the bum low. There you go. That's it. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale back to center with chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Back into chair when you're ready. Knees bend, hips low, arms up as we breathe in. Palms immediately come into prayer. Hands come to our hips as we exhale that breath. Check your knees. And then when you're ready, arms extend. You can look towards that right thumb, left thumb, or just over towards that left side if that's your preference. Beautiful. One more breath. Let that breath go. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Release and lower the weight of the body down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, reverse and rise. Slide those arms to the sides, up to the sky. A breath in. Palms together, that breath out. Hands stay at your heart center. Let your feet separate, maybe even lift them off the surface. And then find your stance, anchoring down, feeling solid with the earth, feeling a part of this earth, a vessel. Breath in and out. Then inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down. Inhale, lift your heart and your arms up. Exhale, release and lower down. This is our last time we're going into downward facing dog. So step right foot and then left foot, tilt those hips up for downward facing dog. Inhale, you'll roll into your plank pose. Remember, keep your back domed. Send the weight of the body back. Drop those heels down. Exhale, lower halfway if you'd like, or all the way. Inhale, lift up for your cobra, or maybe that baby cobra variation, unless you prefer upward facing dog. Don't do what I'm doing by looking over to the camera. Look forward. Don't compromise your neck. One more inhale. And then when you're ready, exhale, release it all the way down. So you release down. Bring those thighs together. Bend those knees, your hands to your sides. Bend that second favorite ear. So not your dominant side, but the opposite. Bring it to the mat and windshield wiper those legs, right side to left side. Coming back to center, we'll extend our legs nice and long. As we extend our legs nice and long, go ahead and press those palms by your breastbone, lift up into tabletop. Work the knees forward until you're able to slide and come onto your back. As you come onto your back, lower yourself down. As you lower yourself down, keep those knees either into the heart so that you can rock side to side, or trace a few circles in each direction if your preference is to massage the low back, or even the soles of the feet down, and the legs can swing. Whatever you decide on, breathe in and out. And then we're all going to lower our feet down, setting up for bridge pose. So as we set up for this bridge pose, don't force your heels to your glutes, but do keep your heel in line with the knee on each side. Let your palms rest to the side. You can even lift your chest up a little bit so that your vertebrae already cinches in towards midline. Feel yourself engage to the abdomen. And now press to the sole of your foot, press to the palms, lift your hips up. If you want to slide the hands underneath, go for it. If you prefer to lift the hips up a little higher, that's fine as well. Hands do not have to interlace, but I do want you to squeeze the bum and feel your hip points lift up towards the sky. When that happens, if you're feeling that your chin is collided to your chest, reach your fingertips towards your heels. It doesn't mean you're going to touch them, but you're imagining that length. One more inhale here. Releasing, we'll exhale. Lower the weight of the body down. Separate your feet. Stillness or sweep the legs side to side. Set up for a second one. We'll do 3 total. Palms to your sides. Inhale, those hips lift up. Interlace the opposite grip if you're interlacing. Feel your shin bones reaching away from your body. Feel your glutes engage. Feel your thighs magnetize up towards the sky. Last breath here. You'll separate, lowering the hips down, arms anywhere they're comfortable, as well as your legs. Come back to center. Let's set up for that last bridge. And if you have a block and you want to do a supported bridge, that's perfectly fine. You always have that option. So if it is supported, you definitely want to support that low spine, the sacrum area. And then from there, you can just allow those arms to rest to the side. You don't have to squeeze the bum. You don't have to squeeze anything. You're actually just allowing the body to do its natural length with the support of your block. So that's an option. If you are in a non-supported bridge, take one more breath in. And then you'll release and lower down. If you have the block, take your time as you lift the hips up by squeezing your bum. Slide the block out. Lower the back down to the mat to windshield wiper your legs. Once your back feels fine, go ahead and curl right knee in towards the body. See if the back still feels okay. And then left knee in towards the body. If they still feel okay, then keep those knees in and maybe take a little happy baby. If they still need it a little bit more, lower the feet back down to the mat and windshield wiper until your back feels good. Never compromise anything, any of the comforts of your low spine to rush into the next pose. Any variation in happy baby that you'd like to take, go there. Go ahead and release your happy baby and extend those legs up towards the sky. So the legs come up towards the sky. You can hang on to the hammies. If you have the wall that you can anchor your legs on, or if you even want to grab your hands and hang on to your pants, that's perfectly fine too. Feel the hip points release. Anything with your toes or your ankles are acceptable or is acceptable. One more inhale here. And as we exhale, knees curl in. Lift your head off the mat if you can. Give yourself a nice little hug. On that inhale, you'll release. And as that exhale comes out, lower your feet down. Cross that right leg when you're ready for figure 4 to that left quad. Thread the needle by interlacing the hands around the hamstring or below your knee. Variation. You can extend that left leg up, but be sure you have your right toes flexed and that you're feeling your right knee pull away from the body as that left one guides it in. If your head happens to be off the mat, I encourage you to take a pillow, a blanket, something to support it. This particular position with your head up, you're causing a lot of strain, or unnecessary strain, I should say. 2 more inhales here. And that that last one in. Make it long, make it last. Let it go when you're ready. And again, make it last. Lowering the sole of your foot down. Right leg can go up. Anything that you want to do with this right leg, maybe it's up and down leg swings, or maybe it's a little twist to that left side. It's up to you, or dropping the foot down and taking more of a butterfly action. But then return to center, and now you'll switch it out. Left leg crosses over towards that right quad. Thread your needle how you see fit. Flexing those left toes. Just another 3 inhales, your inhales, of course, and your exhales. Finalizing that last breath in, long and deep, and that breath out, whether it's a sigh or not. You'll begin to release. And as you release, decide what you need to do with this left leg, whether it's butterfly out to the sides, or it's a little twist, but we are going to take a twist together, or it's leg long and leg up, whatever you need. All on your breath and time. Pull those knees when you're ready in towards the body. Cactus or tee your arms out. Drop the toes down to the mat. Slide your hips to that right side. Pull the knees back in towards your chest, and now they're at an angle, and you'll exhale, supine twist to the right. I want you to extend your right hand all the way to the right side, look to the right side, and then bring that left hand like you're one of those little clapping monkeys over towards that right hand as well. Try to do your best to leave your temple or your ear down on the mat, and then circle sweep this left hand over your head like a giant rainbow or your big crown until you're able to take that gaze to the ceiling or to that left side, and both right and left shoulder anchor into the earth. Arms can be cactus. You can even bring that right hand to that left thigh. You can even extend your left toes, maybe grabbing the left toes with that right hand. Whatever twist feels right for you. One more inhale here. Let that breath go. Then inhale, return to center. We'll switch it out. When you're ready, decompress your back. Knees come in towards the chest. Drop the toes down. Lift the hips. Slide them over towards your right side. Knees come back in towards the body at an angle, and you'll exhale, drop them to the left. Bringing that right arm over towards that left side. Clap the palms together. Reach through the crown. And then trace your crown over your head until you're able to expand your chest. And release the back and release the gaze towards that right side. Any modification or variation you took on that opposite side, guide yourself there. And as always, if it's not feeling comfortable or feeling right, switch it. Do something different. Last breath here. Let that breath go. Inhale, looking back up towards the ceiling to neutralize our neck. We'll bring those knees back to center. Our feet rest on the earth. We release that low spine. You release that low spine. If there's still something missing for you, we didn't get to something that you really wanted, know that you can go there at this time. But if you're ready to surrender your practice, hug yourself or simply release. Let those legs grow long. As the legs grow long into our corpse pose, if you need to find yourself grabbing the blanket you had or your jacket or whatever you need for warmth, know that you should. And then get as comfortable as possible, allowing the hands to rest at your sides, the breath to be natural, the features of your face and of every muscle that reside within you tender. Take these next moments, these next inhales and exhales for yourself to just be, to feel connected, nourished, rejuvenated of mind, body, and spirit. And bringing awareness to your space, to your physical presence. Begin by taking that full breath in through your nose, letting your abdomen expand, and then letting that breath go. Encourage small movements back into the body, starting with the fingers, your toes, traveling to the wrist and ankles, and then perhaps moving that head right side to left side until you're able to find a neutral position and draw that breath in, taking that morning stretch. Yawn if there's a yawn in you, and then exhale, gently guiding those knees in towards your body, giving yourself a big hug. Squeeze yourself tightly if you'd like, releasing when you're ready, and working your way to that right side of the room, resting on the right side. Begin to lift and rise up into a comfortable seat, however you choose to see fit. As you arrive, we'll bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space. We'll draw a full breath in together. And then we'll exhale to sigh that breath out, bowing down towards ourselves, to our journey, and to each other. The divine in me salutes, honors, and recognizes the divine love and light in each of you. It has been an honor to have shared this time and space. May you each have a beautiful day. Safety, warmth, health, and prosperity from my heart to yours. Namaste. All right. Thank you for being here. And for those that